You're in the shower. Water's running. But you're not here. You're somewhere else, mid-argument with someone who has absolutely no idea this is happening. And you are destroying them. Every line lands. Every pause is perfectly timed. They've got nothing. They're just standing there, speechless, humbled. And you feel powerful. Then the hot water runs out, and you're back. Here's what should bother you. That argument never happened. That person was never there. But the emotion you felt, the satisfaction, the relief, maybe even the anger, that was completely real. So what is your brain actually doing to you? Let's get something out of the way first. What I just described, most people call it daydreaming. That word is wrong. Daydreaming is what happens when a meeting gets boring and you think about lunch. This is something else. Some people, and if you're still watching, you're probably one of them, aren't drifting. They're building. Entire conversations with people who aren't in the room. Entire storylines with recurring characters. Emotional stakes so high that when they snap back to reality, it actually feels like a loss. And that's the part nobody warns you about. From the inside, it doesn't feel like a problem. It feels like the only place where things finally make sense. There's a system in your brain called the default mode network. It activates the moment your attention leaves the outside world, when you stop focusing, when things get quiet, when there's nothing demanding your presence. For most people, this network wanders, random thoughts, fragments. For some people, it builds. It generates full simulations, conversations you never had, outcomes you couldn't control, versions of you that finally said the right thing at the exact right moment. A clinical psychologist named Eli Sommer studied this pattern for years and gave it a name, maladaptive daydreaming. But honestly, that term doesn't come close to describing what it actually feels like to live inside it. Here's what matters. Your brain is a prediction machine. It runs these simulations to prepare you for the future, to reprocess the past, to test responses before you have to give them for real. That's not a malfunction. That's extraordinary engineering. The problem starts when the simulation stops being a rehearsal and becomes the destination. Now, here's the part that might hit differently. The scenarios you keep running, they're not random. They're not just creativity filling dead air. Every single one is your brain reaching for something it can't find in the real world.
Control, resolution, being understood, being seen. Think about it. In real life, you can't rewind a conversation. You can't make someone finally get it. You can't guarantee that being vulnerable will be met with care instead of indifference. But in the simulation, you're the writer, the director, the entire cast. You get to say the thing you swallowed. You get to be heard. You get to matter. And for a lot of people watching this, especially if you grew up in a home that felt unpredictable or lonely or quietly unsafe, that inner world was never an escape from life. It was how you survived life. But survival tools have a way of outliving their usefulness. And here's where the cost quietly builds, so slowly you almost don't see it. When you live inside the simulations long enough, the real world starts to feel thin, underwhelming. Real people don't follow your script. Real conversations are messy, awkward, full of pauses that go nowhere. Real intimacy asks you to sit with uncertainty, sometimes for a long time, with absolutely no guarantee of resolution. The daydream never does that to you. So you go back, and the distance between your inner world and your actual life grows a little wider every time. You feel real grief over things that only happened in your head. You replay old pain until it feels brand new. You rehearse a conversation 100 times and never have it once. So what do you do with this? The answer is not to shut it down. That's not what the research says, and honestly, your brain wouldn't let you if you tried. The answer is to ask yourself what the simulation keeps giving you, and then get honest about whether you've ever tried to find that in real life. What is the imagined version of connection offering you that you're too afraid to ask for out loud? What does the fantasy keep resolving that you've never allowed yourself to actually pursue? What have you been rehearsing that you haven't found the courage to live yet? The ability to build entire emotional worlds inside your own mind is not a disorder. It's a signal. It means there's a depth in you that hasn't found the right outlet. The question was never whether to stop imagining. The question is, what would happen if you finally let some of it be real? If this describes something you've never told anyone about, you're not alone. Drop a comment, even one word. You'd be surprised how many people in this room are the same. And if you want more like this, subscribe. We go here every week.